Hi, so welcome back to the channel. It's Mark from PowerSonic and Apprentice 121, and today I'm going to have a look through some of my power tools. These are tools that are used in my business. They're not all mine, and it's shared amongst a few people. We do have a lot more gear as well. This is just what I had to hand as I'm cleaning down in here today, and I thought I'd run through because there's been a couple of people asking on the Apprentice 121 Instagram page of kind of what gear you use in the day-to-day job, and yeah, thought I'd run through and show you. So we'll start off with some of the impact guns, and you'll see straight away the team I was tied into, and this is just getting into a battery system in the very early days, 15 odd years ago now, with Bosch, and kind of stuck with them ever since generally. So we have a lot of Bosch gear, and this is the latest impact driver, so it's the 18V200C, so it's 200 Newton meters. It's a pretty good one. I use this one quite a lot, and we do have a predecessor to that, so there's this one here as well. You need a good impact gun or two in your kit, especially if you're doing a lot of containment. Got this one as well, it's this little Bosch one. You'll see these are all well used, serviceable but we used, and then that's got the benefit of a socket set bit on the end, so a 1/4 inch drive, and you can use that for putting your socket sets straight onto the end of them. That's 3 of the impact guns. What other impact guns have we got? Oh yeah, there's this one. So this is Matthew's actually, so it's his Milwaukee, and you can see that's very mucky because he's a dirty sir. So there's that one there. That's actually quite a beast, plenty of power in that. The Milwaukee gear is off the scale, brilliant. And again, actually we won't look at that one just yet because that's not an impact gun. We'll try and keep it logical. So there's this one here, this is a little M12 from Milwaukee. This one's mine, and I carry this around. It does most of the jobs I need to be doing these days, and it's 147 Newton meters of torque, I think, which off an M12 battery is pretty good. Yeah, so there's that one. What else have we got? Oh, there is this one, which is a bit OTT for the electrical world. This is an impact gun from Dewalt, and this one's mainly for getting off rusted nuts on my old Land Rover. So I don't use that much in the day job, to be honest, but if ever there was a particularly stubborn connection somewhere, I could brutalise it with that. So moving on, and again we'll stick with drills and driving first. So the drivers again with Bosch. This one is the 18V85C, so it's one of the newer ones from Bosch, and again works pretty decent, but it's not quite as good as this one from Milwaukee, which is Matthew's. It's the M18FPD2, so I think that's something ridiculous with Newton meters of torque inside that. I know it cuts big holes. So there's that one. And again, actually speaking about the batteries, so with the Milwaukee stuff, we tend to have 5 and 4 amp hour batteries on that. The M12's the 6 amp hour batteries because you get a lot more power out the tool using them. With the Bosch, we went to the any racer batteries, but then they kind of upgraded quite quickly to the Pro Core range. So we've got the Pro Cores from the 4 amp hours up to the 12 amp hours that we use now, and still got the old any racers because there's nothing wrong with them and they work quite well. Actually, yeah, that's it. The 4 amp hour battery. Look at the size on that; it's quite narrow. Bosch really do seem to be leading the way with battery tech, to be fair to them. What else can we look at? Let's have a look at some of the drills. So the old SDSs, this is the old little 18 volt Bosch one. I really like this one. It's well weighted, it's light, and it does most holes you're going to need in the domestic game, commercial game, to be fair. This has been through untold amounts of concrete and substrates in the years I've had it. You know, it stood the test of time. That one's still going strong. But we do have some bigger and newer ones for varying reasons, and I'll show you those. Where is it? So first up is this one. So this is the newer one from Bosch, the 18V26, and it's just a little bit more powerful than the other version. It does have a hammer mode as well, so you can chase with this. I've used it to chase, and it will do brick and block without any issues. And you've got the back attachment, so this detaches from the drill. I think I showed it in one of the other videos with Matthew using it actually around a warehouse somewhere, and yeah, you just don't get any dust or mess. Pop your drill bit on, you adjust the depth setting with the vac, it goes straight into a little HEPA filter storage box in the bottom there, so there's nothing at all for you to clean up, which is brilliant, but also no dust in the air around you. So although you'd be masked up, you just, you know, less of a risk, isn't it? So it's all good now. We need to be using these pretty much everywhere, especially if you're working overhead. You know, you're not going to have any dust or anything on you. So that's with a little hoover vac. But obviously when you're chasing, I mean, I've got a big cup for this that goes on, and you can chase and it'll draw the dust down, but that's via a separate extractor attachment. So obviously the bits won't go in there, and when you're chasing out big long chases, it'd be full in about 5 seconds, even if they could. So there's that one. Oh, that's it easy. And then this is the 36 volt Bosch. Again, I got treated myself to this a number of years ago, and it stood the test of time. It'll chase, it'll core cut. You can drop the SDS attachment off the end and go to a normal chuck. So that's another good benefit of this one. Nice bit of kit from Bosch, and that's the beauty of all the Bosch stuff I got. I've never had any of it fail, and it's well used. We're not the kind of tradespeople who buy the tools, show them off once and put them away forever. This lot gets used all the time. So it's Bosch bandsaw, and again for your containment and cutting down of various bits and pieces, studs and such. This is ideal. We've used this a hell of a lot, and I was a bit upset actually, because the first time I got it, a builder friend used it and didn't put the guard on properly and cut through the guard. So I remember that one from a number of years ago. Oh, another SDS. So this one from Milwaukee, and again this one's mine, and that's a 6 amp hour battery again. It just does drill and hammer drill, doesn't do the chase, but that's plenty good enough for if you're fixing back boxes. So you don't want to be carrying around the world's heaviest tool set with you everywhere. So if you're just going off for a particular task, second fixing some back boxes or, I don't know, light fittings or whatever, this is ideal. Combined with the Milwaukee bits as well. Their SDS Milwaukee bits are off the scale brilliant, by the way. If you've not tried them, well worth a look. Heat gun. So I think I've shown that one before. That's for your heat shrink and such. Again, used mainly on my Land Rover when all the electronics are breaking inside of it. Soldering iron to be paired with a heat gun, and that's an M12. The heat gun's M18. And I'll actually show you the soldering iron so you can actually tilt the end. Good bit of kit, that one. Not that expensive either. This was one of the more gimmicky buys. So this was a Bosch right angle drill, Dewalt right angle drill. And you know, we've used it quite a bit. It does cut holes in joists in tight spaces without doubt, but it's nothing like the Milwaukee hole hogs, and that's my next purchase. So here we've got they call it a GOP saw, Bosch, but it's just an oscillating saw. And again, that's paired with a Pro Core battery, it's 8 amp hour. And this is the quick release one, so I don't know if you've seen these before, but there's Star Lock, so on and off system that's bespoke to Bosch. I know a number of the other tools you can, other oscillating tools you can detach and reattach in a similar way, but it's a little bit different. Again, the oscillating, that needs cleaning, oscillating sander, and it's got a little vac compartment here, but it's full, so we need to get that sorted. And again, sand pads attach on and clamp around, 18 volt batteries go on, little switch on the end. Ideal for if you're working in domestic sector and you've just popped a chase covering on and you want to sand it away ready for the customer. You can use that and it doesn't kick off a lot of dust. This is one of my new favourites. This is the Bosch jigsaw, and what I like about this is it's not one of the handles you have to hold. You can actually grip it on its body, and it's quick release as well. So it's they call it SDS, but it's SDS quick release for the jigsaw blade. Really simple, straightforward to use, good control. You know, it's a nice jigsaw, best jigsaw I've ever used. Not that I'm a particularly good craftsman with timber, but for cutting metal work, it works a treat. Again, the old grinder. So Bosch have a few grinders. There's the budget one, which is alright, does a decent enough job. And then there's this one, which you get the little scale. Actually, I'll see if I can find a battery, and I'll show you that, because it looks a little bit different. I'll just put that in. So, see there, it's telling me the battery's nearly flat. But you can choose your different speed settings, and the other good thing about this, well, the battery's flat, so I can't show you. That's annoying. Pop that one over there to charge up. Let's see if I can find another, because I would like to show you that. Another battery in here. Let's give it another go. So again, see how that battery's looking. So we've got green. So the beauty of this is, guards on, it's locked in tight, nice and safe. I'll just spin it up. See there, spins up. As soon as I let go of that button, it instant stops. So it's really good, and it's got the 3 different speed settings you can cycle through. You can even put the smart chips in these so you can control them from a smartphone and set up exactly what you want it to do. Never messed around with that myself, kind of just plug and play. This one's a good one. I think I've shown this on Monday Club already, but it's the stapling tool from Dewalt. So you can use that to fix cables up onto timber. It will actually fire the staples into block, but we're going to use them in timber. Again, you can put a few cables together. It won't fire if the cable's not within the actual clip itself. So if you were pushing it up into the wire, it wouldn't fire a staple. So that's pretty good. And again, it's not the most expensive thing in the world to get the staples. A few people have asked for comparisons with an actual clip cost to the staples, and it's not that big a difference actually. Come down massively in price. Another good one is the old circular saw. Does what it says on the tin. That I don't think the Bosch circular saw is particularly industry leading, but it works for us. And again, you can get a metal cutting blade on there if you wish. Not quite sure what this one is, but it knocks around the back of the van. Don't know, but you put a battery in it and it makes a funny noise. So there's that one, that's battery powered. What else have we got? Oh, this one. So a chop saw, little battery one. Again, you're not going to cut through massive bits of timber on it, but for what we need, with a metal cutting blade on, works a treat. And again, that's 18-volt battery from Dewalt. And we've also got the sight radio. So this is the Tough System stackable radio from Dewalt, and the reason we got that is it's got DAB radio on it. We do have the Dewalt Tough System trolleys. We moved over to Milwaukee because we think they're better, but the Tough System radio from Dewalt is the best one out there for me. I think the new Milwaukee one that can go on the packouts looks the business, but I don't think it has DAB in it. Again, if you haven't seen on my other video, there is also this, which is my power bank, and I'm classing that as a power tool. I don't think there's anything else I can really show you that I've got out now. So there is the DeWalt battery, and again that's 4 amp power, with a few of those. So yeah, that's kind of it. I tend to have a particular setup that I'll take out in my pack out for the day, and always kind of plan for the worst. So even though you might not be expecting to need an SDS or whatever, always put one in there. And yeah, we have a bit more gear knocking around in other places, but this is like the sum of the parts, if you like, between us. We have similar setups amongst us. And yeah, I hope you found that interesting and useful. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If anyone else has any other video requests or questions about the kind of gear an electrician might need or use, please drop it in the comments. If you haven't, go and have a look at Will's Electric YouTube channel. He goes through loads of tools and gear, and obviously you've got the other YouTube megastars like Nick Bundy and Artisan who regularly have tools out and about. If you haven't checked out any of the podcasts, I regularly appear on Monday Club with Sam, Nick and Amy, and I'll pop a link to that as well if I can. And also Sam's new podcast, Nick's new podcast, Amy's new podcast, and the podcast I have been on recently with Neil and Rick on the Electrician Show. Well worth checking out. We discussed plastic consumer units on the first release over on there, and it was a good episode. I enjoyed doing it. But yeah, thanks for watching.